Welcome back to my channel, Sherish here. So in today's video, we're going to create our first Amazon EC2 instance. So before diving into the practical steps, let's briefly discuss the concept of cloud computing and also Amazon EC2. First, we want to know what is cloud computing. So cloud computing refers to the on-demand delivery of IT resources over the internet with the model of you pay as you go. Instead of owning and maintaining like some physical data centers and servers, you can access these same technology services such as like computing power and storage, database from different cloud provider, such as like AWS and Google. And here we want to know what is a EC2. So EC2 is Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. So basically, it is a web service that provides secure, resizable compute capacity in the cloud, and it's designed to make web scale cloud computing easier for developers. And with EC2, we can launch like virtual servers known as instance and configure like the security side of it, the network side, and then manage the storage that we need. So these services basically allow you to scale up and down, handle changes and requirements, reducing the need of the forecast of the traffic that coming in. So basically that's like the simple definition of EC2. And the other way that I can explain EC2 is like, imagine you're managing a basketball team. I'm going to use basketball just because former athlete, I know about basketball. So imagine that like you're managing a basketball team. Instead of owning a full basketball court, and you rent one. Basically, you rent a basketball court, and whenever the team need it for practice or like have a game, you can basically go there and use it. And if you don't need it, the team doesn't have any basketball game or they don't have practice, so we don't have to use that court. The court can be live there, so you don't have to pay. So now this is like basically a good way to be very flexible, and also it allows you to choose a code that fits your need. So basically whenever you have a big game, you can basically rent a big basketball court. But if you don't really need any, and if you need a practice, you can go ahead and then rent a smaller gym instead of having the big gym for big games. So that's basically a little bit of analogy that I can use to kind of explain EC2 using basketball. And now from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys the step that I took to kind of create an EC2 on my AWS account. So, and let's just move into that. All right, now that we're here, we want to go to our AWS account. So as you can see, I'm right here. So you want to click on sign into the console, and you want to sign in as a root user. So you have I am a user in the root. I'm gonna click on as a root user and then give them my email, and then click on next and sign in. It's gonna send you a code because I have a multi-factor authentication that I set up. So now I have to get this code from the app that I'm using on my phone. It's gonna be 78031. Okay, there you go. Now we are on our console here. So if you want, you can just type it here, EC2, and it's gonna give you the service right here, EC2. And then now when you come in the console here, you can see a lot of information, but you want to click on launch instance. And then now you want to give the name. So let me just give it as my first, of course, if I can't have my first server. Okay, that's going to be the name. And then now you want to choose an application and on OS model images. So now you have different. They have Amazon, Linux, Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, you name it. Even if you want to discover other services, that other images that I have, you can just click here. But for this video, I'm going to choose Windows. And now that I choose Windows, now I want to make sure that we are in our free tier eligibility. So as you can see here. So this is what we have. It is free. You can just find other images that I have here. Some are free and some they are not free, but we're just gonna stay with this one that is free. And from there, now you have an instance type, as the instance type here. It gives you a lot of information into like the CPU, the giga memory that you have. So now we're gonna stay with this one here. And if you want to generate more, you can click on all generation and you can compare them if you want, but for the purpose of this video, we're just going to use this here. And also it's going to give you the prices that you have to pay after if you're not using the free tier. So let's use the T3 micro. That's what we're going to use, the key pair. If you don't have a key pair, you can create a key pair here. So to create a key pair is very simple. Just in case you want to log in into like HSH, if you want to use that, you can just create a key pair here. And as you can see, let's create key pair name. So let's just create the key pair name. So let's put like my first key pair. Just name it my first key pair, and then let me just leave it as default. And there is a lot of explanation that come here. It depends on the operation system that you use, but we will get to that later on. So now as you can see, the key pair is already downloaded. So we have the key pair here is already downloaded. If I need it, I know exactly where to find it. And then from there, we're gonna go into like the network side. The network is I'm gonna leave it as a default, but if you wanted to explore and then change some network setting, you can see where you can click on edit, but we're gonna leave it at default. But let's just allow for HTTPS traffic from the internet, allow HTTP traffic from the internet. Okay, so now this is where what we have, just let's leave it as default right now. And the storage, so this is where you can do some storage configuration. If you need to change something, you can just come to advanced configuration, storage, and then change like the amount of giga that you have. So now this is the free tier. I feel comfortable with this. I'm just gonna leave it there. And basically that's how you create your first instance. And then now we have all the information that we need. We have the type of image that we need right here, and then we have the name of the server, the type, the instance name, and then we have the firewall security group. We didn't set any yet, but we can just leave it as a default for now. And then the storage also, we already have it here. And let's just double check, make sure that we have everything that we need. Okay, so now we want to come here and then click on launch instance, and then give it a time. It is coming. Let me just close this. Okay, so as you can see, successful instant launch of okay, so now we already launched our instance. So now we want to go to view all instance here, and you click that. As you can see, this is our first instance here, and this is the name of the instance, this is the instance ID, and we have the status is running, and we have the instance type is going to be a T3 micro. We have our first EC2 running. As you can see, the name is right here. So this is the EC2 ID, and this is the status, and this is the EC2 type. As you can see, it already passed 3 checks. And we have the alarm. We didn't set up any alarm status, but if we set up some, we will see them here. And this is show us the zone that we are using, and then this is the public IPv4, the DNS, all those information. And if you select this, it will give you more details when it comes to status. We didn't set any alarm here. Monitoring, as you can see, this is all information about monitoring. Security, we didn't set any yet, but this is all the security that we have here. And networking, we already have like the port that is running and all those kind of funny stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to dive into those information later on. And the storage, this is all the information about the storage that we have. Tags, we didn't have any tags, but this is where we get all the tags. And yeah, so basically this is all the detail. You have our public IPv4 address here. You know, our private IP DNS name is right here. What type of instance that we have, T3 micro, and then this is the subnet that we have. All the information. Basically, this is all the information that we have about this instance. So yeah, so basically we successfully created our first EC2 on our AWS account. So hopefully I'll be able to show you guys more into like how to create all the EC2 services. So all the Amazon EC2 services. So now this is my first Amazon EC2 that I learned, you know, how to create it. So we were able to do it. It went successfully. So I'm gonna see you guys into the next video coming into like creating another AWS services. All right, thank you guys for being here with me today. And you know, this is my first time trying it, and then you know, it went successful. You know, we got it. So now let's just go ahead and then move into another service and learn how to create it and understand exactly what is that service is about. All right, thank you guys.